Welcome to my channel. Well, it's time for me to go over my Santa Cruz Vala and just check everything out, clean, get into some deep cleaning, things like that. This bike is actually in pretty good shape, but it has been in some slop and stuff like that. So like when I was down in Bentonville, if you've been following my channel, you know all about my crash. It was kind of wet that weekend, and so it has been ridden in the wet and stuff like that. So, because there are places in Bentonville you can actually ride in the wet if you're in like the back 40 and stuff like that. There we go. Pops it over. Come on. But I'm just going to take this all apart. And the first thing I started to do was remove the crank. Because, again, if you follow my channel, you'll know that this little seal here, this little dust cover, causes squealing every once in a while. And then I always have to put a little bit of lube around the edge. And then the squealing goes away for a while until that lube wears out, and then it comes back, and it's kind of annoying. And it's just this dust cover on here. These are E13 cranks. So I'm going to take this apart, see if I can figure that out. And there actually has been like a clicking, and it's kind of intermittent when I'm pedaling. There'll be like a click every once in a while, and I have no idea what that is. If it's internal in the motor, there's nothing I can do about it but take the motor in or have it warrantied or something like that. But if it is something else, like the crankset or somewhere in the drivetrain, that I should be able to figure out. Or maybe something isn't tight enough. One key thing about doing this is I have a torque wrench, and I'm going to have to look up all the torque specs, because it's really important that I have everything properly torqued with this motor and everything. So if you're thinking of doing something like this, don't go digging in without having the right tools and stuff like that. All right, so other things I need to do, I'll clean the cassette, clean down in there, clean up the brakes and things like that. It's not super bad though. Like the derailleur probably needs a little cleaning. Chain's looking pretty good. E-bikes is kind of a newer thing. Like last spring was the first time I've had an e-bike like this and really put it to work. So I don't know how long chains last. If anybody knows, put it in the comments. But I mean, this chain seems to be pretty good, but I do kind of wonder, the teeth look good and everything. But I do feel like this stuff can wear out quicker. So we'll see. And everything else, pretty good. I did replace the fork. It had the Fox 38, and I really didn't like it, so I put the RockShox Lyric that I happen to have on there. I updated the bars, and I've been thinking about updating to the new digital display here, but I don't know. It's like cool and fancy, but is it needed? Not really. I mean, this works fine, and if I want to see any details, I just go use the app and connect to the bike and see everything I want. So I don't know. We'll see what I do there. Okay, so I pulled the cover off. Pretty easy to do. And I can see all the dirt in there, so I can get in there and clean that. But that makes me wonder, well, what does it look like underneath? So let me grab a light that I can shine up, and we'll take a look. Okay, so now I'm under here looking. Doesn't look so bad. Yeah, it's kind of neat seeing how all of this looks and works under here. It's kind of dirty up in there. You can see the wires, things like that. I don't know if I want to pull the motor out of here. I mean, it looks like it's pretty straightforward. There's a bolt there, and there's another one behind the chainring that I can pull from the other side, and it looks like that just drops the whole motor out. But I'm not entirely sure I want to do that. We'll see. I'm gonna look up in here at this wiring harness and see if there's an easy way to disconnect and connect it. Obviously, in a bike like this, you need to pull the motor in order to take the battery out. I have to give this dust cover props. It's not even, there's a few scrapes on here or whatever, but what's pretty cool about how this particular e-bike is set up is that this, you can actually see, like when this is on there, it actually hangs below the chainring here, which is nice because there's been a few good times, especially with an e-bike when you're really like challenging yourself through rocks and stuff. There's been a few good times when I've definitely smashed this thing into rocks and stuff, and it protects my chainring, so that's cool. My friend Jason brought that up once because his bike, this doesn't protect the chainring, which is interesting. Like this is up higher than the chainring is. So I actually like the fact that this also acts as like a chainring guard. It's just a full-on bash guard, so you can confidently try stupid stuff with your e-bike and not worry about ruining your chainring and chain. So the only thing I did was I used my torque wrench to check both of these bolts here, and these are the two bolts that are mounting the motor into the frame, and they were slightly loose. Like it's supposed to be 30 Newton meters, and I had to go a little bit till I heard the click. So this one was looser than that one, so maybe, just maybe, I'll be lucky and that was where the clicking sound is coming from. I don't know, but we will see. So I'm glad I kind of decided to go through and inspect everything, and then I'll make sure I crank the torque on the cranks when I install them. Let me go to the other side and show you kind of my dilemma here. So this right here is the culprit that causes the squeaking. So it sits on the inside of the crank arm and it goes right there, and it's rubbing against the spider, as we like to call it, which is the part that the chainring mounts to. And it rubs against right here. So that's why if I just put a little bit of oil on there, or lube or whatever, usually it's just chain lube that I happen to have around, it gets quiet for a little while, but eventually it starts squeaking again. I don't know the solution. I could just ditch this, but the problem is look how clean, I haven't cleaned in there, and look how clean it is in there. Everything was super dirty, and this is super clean. So this is doing its job, and if I ditch this, then all of this stuff in here is going to get dirty. And even though I'm sure everything's sealed bearing and everything in there, I just kind of want to keep this on there. But I don't know what the solution is to keep it from squeaking. Okay, well, that was a pretty simple and straightforward little maintenance thing. It's all cleaned up, looking good. And here's that bit I was talking about. Let's see if I can show you now that it's mounted. It's really close, but it definitely has protected the chainring. It hangs down just enough, and generally I'll hit here. You can, all the scrapes are right up here. So yeah, that's kind of nice to have. And yeah, it's ready to go. I just squeezed a tiny bit of ceramic grease, high performance ceramic grease. I just put it around the little inside edge of that seal. We'll see how long that lasts. But I have other things I got to clean. I've got to get in and clean this stuff. I'll remove one of the shock mounts here so I can move the swing arm and clean in all these areas. Suspension is working great, so no worries there. And then obviously clean my cassette and derailleur and just standard cleaning stuff, but nothing real big, no major overhaul needed on this bike. This is the bike with the Maven brakes, and honestly I think they work a little too good. Probably okay on an e-bike application like this, but man, these brakes bite. But ever since I fixed the irregular bike point issue by massaging the pistons, if you don't know what I mean by that, what you basically do is pull your pads out, take your wheel out of course, pull your pads out and have the little spreader tool, and you push your pistons way out and then you press them back in and push them way out, and you do that a few times, both front and rear. Then you fix that irregular bite point issue. So if you're having that with Maven brakes, or any brakes for that matter, try the piston massage thing. That will usually solve the trick. Solve the trick, solve the problem. All right, so it is nearing the end of February, and mountain biking is just right around the corner. It really depends. I mean, I might head south, like maybe hit the Bentonville or something here within a month, just to get in some riding before riding opens up here. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really excited because it's like this is going to be the year. I've actually been doing a lot of strength training. I will be going to Raise again early March. And I really want to have this be my year to go shred. Obviously, if you've been following my channel, you know about my bottle rocket build, my plan to go to Whistler, all that stuff. So stick around, more to come. I know this is like the slow time of year for my channel, but yeah, it's gonna be an exciting year. I appreciate your support. Please hit that subscribe button down there. Peace.